All right, hey everybody, welcome back. Another newsfeed video here for you. Don't forget I post 1, 2, or 3 every single day. Hit the subscribe button and join button, all that stuff. And then this one, Nissan's financial collapse is worse than anyone expected and the fallout isn't over. This article just went live yesterday, and it's pretty interesting to see this is true. There's some serious points to this. Nissan is set to announce its biggest loss ever for a financial year that just ended. It puts net losses around $5 billion against an earlier estimation of $561 million. If you were estimating your losses were going to be $561 million and it ended up being a loss of $5 billion, that's pretty significant. This is a pretty huge hit for them. It says, how is your finances looking? Living on overdraft, couple of grand underwater on the credit card. It could be worse. You could be Nissan, which is about to announce a disastrous set of financial result that include a record net loss of around $5 billion for the fiscal year that ended in March. This is pretty crazy when you think about that. Nissan won't release its full earning reports until May 13th, but has already confessed that it expects the books to show a net loss of $4.91 to $5.26 billion for each year in March. That's pretty crazy when you think about these numbers. If that's not exactly confidence inspiring, that would make the biggest loss in the company's history. This is huge. This is big time. There's no denying this is big time. The automaker blames the big dive in the red on impairment changes, which accounting speak for the reduction in the value of an asset on the company's books. It has logged $3.5 billion of charges for North America, Latin America, Europe, and Japan, and says there's $420 million to add as a result of further restructuring costs. Nissan is undergoing massive restructuring changes in an effort to keep itself afloat after a $60 billion merger talks with Honda broke down. So some of this money is restructuring. Some of this stuff is going on, but this is tough right now. They're not in a good place. They're struggling pretty bad. Nissan has already announced a 9,000 job layoff. We talked about plant closures, streamlining models in an effort to save more than $2.5 billion as it's actively looking for a new partner amidst it is struggling to survive on its own. Again, I still have zero doubts that Nissan is not going to pull it together and it's not going to work out for them. I don't think Nissan is going anywhere, but they're struggling. They're in a rough spot, and it's, but these are, it's big numbers, but it's also big business. These are huge companies. I do not expect Nissan to go anywhere yet, but it is important to understand where they're at and how big this struggle is and what they're trying to bounce back from. This is pretty tough stuff right now. There's no doubt about it. Here's some of their information here from, what they previously looked like, then their Outlook one and the variations. It's like I said, it's pretty nuts here. We don't know what's going to happen as far as how they're going to pull out of this. Hopefully everything comes together and they do. But scary times for Nissan right now, and it's not getting any better. It's just getting worse and worse. Hopefully they recover from that. Then this one here, okay, save your engine, 5 tips to prevent and clean carbon buildup. I did one of these I think I made one of these last year. Some people argued it, said there's no possible way to do this, but again, here we go with a brand new one just published 2 days ago. I'm taking their word for it more than I'm taking somebody else's word for it. This is, so here it is for you. But many modern internal combustion engines use what's called direct injection to maximize efficiency and minimize emissions while still producing sufficient power. Side effect of this advanced technology is predisposition for carbon buildup, which is when over the course of thousands of miles of operation, gunky carbon deposits build up on some of the most integral engine parts, the intake valves. You can see it right here. It's what a valve should look like. Here's the carbon buildup on here. Here are some of the ways that you can prevent carbon buildup. And if you have a direct injection vehicle, why not do these things anyway? Because, even if you don't believe in them, it can't hurt is kind of the way I'm looking at it here. So the negative effects of unmitigated carbon buildup includes poor fuel economy, loss of horsepower, check engine lights, misfires, excessive emissions, and more. Thankfully, there are several different ways of preventing carbon buildup and ways to address it if it's already occurred. Prevention. They say install a catch can. I don't ever do any of this kind of stuff because I don't know what that's going to do to my warranty. And my attitude is if the vehicle needed a catch can, the dealership, or I mean the manufacturer would have put a catch can on. A catch can can't cost them much money. And if it would have been that much more valuable to them, I think they would have installed them. So I do not. However, a lot of people love and swear by catch cans. So, maybe the reason they don't is because they're afraid people won't empty them and take care of them and stuff like that. I don't know. But it's there for you if you want it, and a lot of people use it. Catches a blow-by, and that's not a bad way to go. So you can look up and research catch can, oil catch can if you want to, see what it's about, what it can do for you. Next one on here too, and it says right in here too, I'll give you a quick thing on it here. It says a phenomenon called blow-by can both be a cause and effect of carbon buildup inside direct injection engines, especially prevalent in turbocharged direct injection engines. Blow-by is a natural side effect of the combustion process that occurs when unburnt fuel and oil vapor that can blow past the piston rings and the oil seals back up into the crankcase of the engine where it causes buildup. It's more prevalent in turbocharged direct injection engines because additional oil can leak past the turbo seals, exacerbating the issue. Oil catch cans help prevent the oil and unburned fuel from being recycled through the intake manifold where it gathers and causes carbon buildup. Okay, a catch can captures the contaminants, a filter, and it also filters the air re-entering the intake manifold to theoretically ensure that no blow-by reaches anything it's not meant to. High-quality catch cans can be opened and drained to maximize their longevity and efficiency and the longevity of the car engine. So, like I said, a lot of people love the catch can. Okay, it's simple and easy to install, easy to hook up. There's nothing complicated about these things, and people do like them. Another one here, fuel additives that are going to help for this kind of stuff. Direct injection engines do just what the name suggests. They inject fuel directly into the combustion chamber to ensure precise enough fuel is used with each combustion cycle to optimize combustion while minimizing fuel usage. Okay, better gas mileage, more precise fuel. That precise and high pressure operation requires the injectors to be clean and free of carbon buildup to function properly. Luckily, fuel additives or diligently serviced spark plugs can mitigate that carbon buildup and keep your engine operating as intended. So you get that option. You can buy some of the additives. You can try some of that kind of stuff. Gumout makes some. You got all kinds of sea foam. You name it. There's all kinds of things out there that are going to help with this. It says also prevention and addressing. Use high-quality gasoline. Okay, you can do this too. It says most research suggests that filling your car with high-quality gas detergents from the brand names gas stations will help mitigate carbon buildup. Even on direct injection and turbocharged or charged direct injection engines, while it may be a higher price at the pump, you may end up preventing thousands of dollars worth of damage later down the road. These are what we call top-tier gasolines, okay? And you can actually go to look up where they sell these things at. It says top-tier gasolines you heard about go above and beyond those minimum requirements. And while the term additives may sound bad, these additives are what keep your engine free of carbon deposits and operating at optimal levels. In the video above, the folks at Donut Media, okay, this video here, and Donut Media is an incredible channel. The Donut Media found that using top-tier gas can also help clean pre-existing carbon buildup in an engine. So if it's not too late, if you're worried about carbon buildup, spring for the top-tier gas. If you got a direct injection engine and you're worried about it, you're going to keep it for long term, it's worth getting the top-tier gas. Then finally, your last hurrah, you can always clean them. Walnut blasting is the most common way to clean the valves. And they also got some of these other cleaners. You can see here how they stack up and what they do. But like I said, walnut cleaning seems to be the most common one and the one that kind of works the best on there from what I'm hearing. Again, out of my element there. This stuff, I'm never going to own a vehicle that's going to be around long enough to where I got to do this kind of thing. But thought you guys would enjoy it. Questions, comments, anything you got, put them down below. As always, thanks for watching.